Alright, hello everybody and welcome to the cast. I'm actually doing this one from Dota TV straight up because I watched the game number 1 of this best of 2 series and I decided it was too exciting to not try and talk about while watching. I'll be bringing you Orange.Neolution versus Zenith, the powerhouses of Southeast Asia, going up against one another here in the Alienware Cup, and also brought to you by BTS. And I also encourage you to please check out the BTS guys covering this one. You've got Gods, you've got LD, and who else today? Blitz and Purge. And I love seeing those two cast, Blitz and Purge. Love seeing them join up with the BTS guys for some casting action. But let's get into the matter at hand, which is the draft. And Orange have banned out the Shadow Demon and the Nyx. They did not ban out the Tinker, which just kicked their ass in the last game. XY on the Tinker for Zenith, just making plays all over the place and dodging ganks, throwing down March of the Machines, farming Ancients, and doing everything pretty much near perfectly on that Tinker. And I would not be surprised to see Zenith pick that hero up again if it's left to them in the first couple picks of this draft. And Zenith themselves have banned out the Bat Rider, so no tremendous surprise there. And going to ban out the Nature's Prophet. So Nature's Prophet's been a very good hero for Ohio recently, and Ohio's been using his. You're funny to hear LD discuss this. You should definitely watch one of these Orange.Neolution VODs. From Beyond the Summit, he talks about how Ohio's been blocking camps with treants, trying to basically stop the supports from being able to pull on the opposing sides, and basically not getting any experience himself, and just sacrificing himself in lane to deny farm the opposing team. So definitely check out one of these other Orange.Neolution games over on BTS to see just exactly how he plays at Nature's Prophet. It's actually very interesting to watch as a Nature's Prophet player myself. Orange going to pick up the Visage right off the bat, and Zenith will go to exactly the same start at the draft that they went for last game, which was Darkseer Gyrocopter right off the bat, and well, it certainly panned out nicely for them in that one. It was a very exciting game to watch for sure. Definitely check that out once again on BTS's in their VODs up on twitch.tv/Beyond the Summit. But yeah, the Darkseer basically made a living in the offlane eventually after jungling up to level 2 basically, and then going back to the lane to try and get something done. And Yamate the Gyrocopter didn't have a tremendous early game, got ganked a lot and taken out a couple times, but well, every time they dove him, XY would come in with March of the Machines and basically get turnaround kills on it as well, giving Yamate more space later on, even though he did get killed a couple times earlier. Orange going to pick up a Lifestealer, and, well, it could be very interesting to see Orange on this, whether it goes to Mushi or not. Actually, I'm not 100% sure who plays this hero for Orange, but still a strong hero despite the nerf to open wounds. If you can get that early farm going and get a few levels in those open wounds. Zenith going to ban out the Puck and the Outworld Devourer. So, and Orange going to ban out the 2 junglers in Chen and Enchantress, and this leaves Zenith with Tinker if they want to go for it again, and I'd really be surprised if they do not do this. If they could build the same exact lineup they did last game. Tinker not as effective against Lifestealer with Rage. Rage goes to the March of Machines and also blocks against the rockets and the lasers, so Tinker loses a lot of his gusto against Lifestealer, but he will be able to get a Scythe of Ice for him later on, which is really, really nice to have. So Tinker could still be a good pick here for XY. And going to be strange to see who goes mid for this Orange.Neolution team. Mushi has been playing a lot of Outworld Devourer, and that will not be on the board. That's one of the go-to heroes for him recently in recent tournaments that Orange has been involved in. But not going to be able to get it this time around. And the Puck also, just a nice team fight initiation and stuff like that. Not going to be on the table. Zenith really thinking this through. And they're going to go for a Treant Protector, so that's what they were thinking about, and that'll make their laning stage a pain in the ass to deal with. We'll have to see where they put that Treant. And this is one of those heroes that's come into the metagame a lot recently, especially in the West, but now making its way towards the East, and the Southeast Asian team and Zenith going to pick it up here. And this just makes laning against, like, Darkseer will be, like, unkillable with Surge and Living Armor on him. No way. Gyrocopter, I mean, not the tankiest hero of all time. Living Armor certainly helps. And just being able to heal up towers against any sort of push Orange.Neolution brings to the forefront, which not going to be nearly as effective with that Treant on the board. So, interesting pick there by Zenith, and Orange going to have to think this one over as well and see what they want to go for here. I also do want to apologize in advance. I actually don't know these two teams tremendously well. I know Orange a bit better than Zenith, and both of them like to throw the Zenith a little bit less than Orange, but Orange will really like mix their lanes up. Mushi will go mid or safe lane carry depending on what heroes get picked so far and such forth. Ohio can be anywhere on the map. It's hard for me to predict where Orange goes. And Zenith, you just don't see them play that much. in large tournaments. They mostly just make a living in the smaller Southeast Asian tournaments, and they will be making their way to TI3. But other than that, we haven't seen them a whole lot. This is their most recent real big action, and makes me really excited to catch these games because I'm very excited to see what Zenith can bring to the table. And if the last game was any indication, they can bring a hell of a lot. That was a very, very fun game to watch. Orange still thinking it through. They're looking for quite a lot here. They still need supports, off lanes, mids, any number of things here that they're still looking for. And banning out the junglers makes them makes them think they want to play a sort of safer style and not get pushed and ganked early on by the Chen or Enchantress creeps. That could be one way they're looking at this. So thinking about that, they could go for another carry somewhere potentially. Maybe go aggressive with the Lifestealer and Visage and pick up a safe lane farming hero. Someone, I'm trying to think along the lines of what that would even be. Slark is one that could easily fit that role. Slark could also go mid. There's a lot of places you could put a Slark. But safe lane solo with an aggressive tri-lane is one way you can definitely run a Slark. And, well, very excited to see Slark be run by Orange Esports. I'm guessing I would guess KYXY plays it on this team. I'm not 100% sure on that. Like I said, Ohio could also run the Slark. Mushi, I guess Mushi would do a Slark. I think Lifesteal is more of a Mushi type hero, but he also likes making things happen, and Slark's one of the best heroes for that. In fact, Slark seems like one of the biggest like an ice hero from Zenith, because he's just a crazy guy, and he'll play carry with a reckless abandon occasionally, or like that semi-carry position, and just go all over the place. And he likes making things happen. He is one of the most interesting decision makers in all of Dota. But he will not be having that Slark. That will indeed be on the side of Orange. And that Tinker, like I said, still on the board, and they still could use a mid here. I just have a hard time not seeing them go for this. But I guess with Treant, you kind of have the push defense in a certain way, and the reactionary defense that Tinker would kind of bring with Boots of Travel and things like that. But you still could see the Tinker. I don't think that's overkill, especially seeing how XY played him in the last game. And it's going to be an Enigma, so going to bring in a lot of team fight. They have team fight in spades. They have Gyrocopter, Call Down, Flat Cannon, and all of Darkseer's abilities that he brings to the table. Black Hole on top of that. If you have Black Hole into Illusion, Vacuum into Black Hole, and then Illusion Wall, Call Down, not a whole lot getting out of that if they run it properly. And also Overgrowth from Tree and Protector to even help set up that perfect Black Hole, maybe even before that Blink Dagger comes into play for Zenith. So is this going to be an off-lane Enigma? Probably not, because, well, they could run the Darkseer mid, technically, have Gyro safe lane with the Treant and another support, and then run Enigma in the off-lane. Or they could just jungle the Enigma and maybe run Treant off-lane, or the Darkseer off-lane, with the Treant there to help out the Gyrocopter, but that makes Gyrocopter pretty vulnerable, not having any real disables in that lane to help him out, or in any way, shape, or form. Treant's a decent lane support, but not tremendous. All he really brings is Living Armor to the table, and well, there's your Mushi hero. Mushi Anti-Mage, I can only assume. So I'm guessing we'll see maybe Ohio on the Slark, but I don't know. But this does mean probably a mid Slark, and then I guess it could be an off-lane Slark with Lifestealer mid? Then Anti-Mage. I guess it could be an Anti-Mage safe lane solo against a Darkseer, which can work as well with Slark mid potentially, but Orange is crazy. We'll have to see where they put him. I'm guessing solo safe lane seems to make a lot of sense as far as Mushi's playstyle. I can see him easily doing that. And we'll see what the bans are. I mean, Orange will definitely be looking for other support, so we should be seeing a support ban from Zenith here. Someone like an offensive tri-lane hero like a Lina or a Leshrac, something like that with a nice big disable. They're both pretty hard stuns. You need to set up stun for that. And Vengeful Spirit is, I think, a really good ban here. She's made her way into the metagame a lot more recently, and she has one of the more reliable stuns in the game. It's not a brilliant one, but I mean, when you hit Q and you click on a dude, that guy's getting stunned. It's not like Lina or Leshrac where you're banking on that guy staying in the AoE during your cast animation. That Vengeful Spirit stun is quite good, and also that extra damage aura and the Howl of Terror is what it's called, I believe. That's a lot of damage that you can be laying down in an offensive tri-lane situation. So, and the Tinker will be the last ban by Orange. So, not going to be seeing him this game. And Zenith is still looking for that mid. I feel like they could have gone for the Tinker now, if they had wanted it. So, I'm guessing they didn't want Tinker necessarily, but they were really banking on a lot to let him through. But I feel like they could have taken the Tinker and then picked up the Enigma after these next couple of bans if they did want to do that. But, well, don't know that 100%. No way to know what's in the mind of Ice Ice Ice. He is a crazy, crazy guy, so not going to try and pigeonhole him there. But still looking for a mid here, unless they run the Darkseer there, which they still, like I said, very much they can do that. But I'm very curious to see what they do decide to go for here. I do think it's got to be a mid with a jungle Enigma, but Queen of Pain's still on the board. Magnus is still there for even more team fight. They probably don't need to do that. I like the Queen of Pain here. And it's going to be a Sand King, so, Offlane, I guess this would be an offlane Enigma in that case, with the, or maybe a mid Enigma. I can't predict these guys. These guys just, Zenith is crazy, man. Well, let's see who picks what heroes here. I'll be able to try and make a bit of a different prediction on this, but the only thing I can call is Yamate on the Gyrocopter. That's pretty much all I can expect here. And let's see, we're going to have Ohio on the Lifestealer, Mushi on the Animage, and KYXY on the Slark. Okay, so that makes me think Ohio generally goes off-lane / aggressive tri-lane. So I'm expecting the aggressive tri-lane with the Crystal Maiden, which is the last pick, by the way, from Orange. And Frostbite's pretty good as far as lockdown's concerned. Let's Lifesteal get those bashes on, and that's a reliable disable. And then the DPS on top of that from the, I forget what the name of the spell is, Crystal Nova, and then Soul Assumption on top of that. There's a lot of damage potential here in that aggressive tri-lane, and Mushi solo safe lane should do decently well against whatever Zenith brings to the table. So we see Ice 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 in the Darks here, so I'm guessing that's... XY played the Tinker mid last game, so I'm guessing it's going to be Enigma mid, potentially. Ice 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 in the off lane, with X Freedom and Ice supporting Yamate on the Gyrocopter. I think that's how they're going to do this. I still don't know. This is going to be a weird game with a lot of strange heroes that I'm not used to commentating, and there's an immediate DC and pause, but let's go ahead and introduce our players really quickly while we're paused up here. And do keep in mind, normally I do replay cast, but, well, can't zoom through this pause because I'm actually casting this from Dota TV with the delay. So, in any case, on the side of Zenith, we have Yamate, the carry player, on the Gyrocopter, XY on the Enigma, Ice Ice Ice, the crazy man himself, on the Darkseer, Ice on the... I messed that up a lot, by the way. Ice 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 and Ice on the... Ice is on the Sand King, Ice 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 on the Darkseer. Beware for me to screw that one up a number of times. Then we have X Freedom on the Treant Protector. And on the side of Orange, we got KYXY on the Slark, Ohio on the Lifestealer. X, also known as... I've forgotten already. He has other names. I think it's... Okay, Extinct. That's it. Okay, that's his name. Extinct is the proper name. He'll be playing the Visage. Mushi on the Animage, and Net on the Crystal Maiden. Let's go ahead and think through this. I guess while we're paused up, might as well think through this. If it's going to be the tri-lane that I'm predicting. So for Zenith, you'll have the Ice Sand King, the X Freedom Treant, and the Yamate Gyrocopter versus Net on the CM, the Extinct Visage, and the Ohio Lifestealer. Unless the Slark goes aggressive, which I don't think he will. I think it will be Ohio. Normally he does handle the aggressive tri-lane situations. And Slark does really well with levels, so he definitely needs a solo lane for himself. Looking at this, I'm trying to think. So Living Armor, number one, is the first thing to take into consideration here. Whoever Orange decides to go on, Living Armor will immediately be applied, and that's going to be a huge pain in the ass because they don't have the ability to switch targets that easily, because a lot of the stuff that Orange has is single target. Lifestealer is very single target until he hits 6 with Infest. Open Wound is a single target, and then he just smacks on him, and that's just single target fire. Visage very similar. Soul Assumption is single target. Grave Chill as well. Until they have Visage Birds, there's really no area of effect at all on Visage. And then the only AoE there is one in toilet. Okay, someone is in the bathroom. So Net is the only guy who brings AoE to the table. He'll have the Crystal Nova, which is a decent bit of damage, and that slow's actually pretty damn good as well. And the attack slow, going to make everything a little bit easier to kill. That's the only AoE they bring, so if they just go on someone on the side of Zenith, say they engage onto, say, the Sand King of Ice, how do they kill that Sand King if he has Living Armor on him? It's going to be very, very difficult. They don't have a whole lot to just really bring to the table on him. And Freedom's going to be naturally tanky because he's Treant, already has 625 health with no items on him. And Sand King will have Sandstorm potentially. We'll have to see how early he does pick up that skill, but that'll make him a bit bit more escapable as well. And then Gyrocopter, I think, is the easiest to take down, but you always have to be careful engaging on a Gyrocopter because Flak Cannon's a bitch. It allows homing missile to be a little bit effective if you stay near it. And then Rocket Barrage, if you isolate yourself from your team or from the creeps, Rocket Barrage does a shit ton of damage. So you have to be very, very careful of that. So all things considered, I think if Zenith plays it properly, they should do okay in this tri-lane, and especially since they do have the range hero, and Gyrocopter is able to secure last hits with a pretty instant attack animation. Even if his... what is his range? 375. It's not brilliant as far as ranged heroes go, but it is a very, very good attack animation. Whereas if you consider that, so if he has to sit back 375 distance from the creeps, look at the level of open wounds needed from Ohio, who also is apparently going to the bathroom. The range is 200 at level 1, so at level 3 you could potentially have 300, and level 5 you could potentially have 400. But that is if he puts all of his points into open wounds when he can, only getting 1 point in range and 1 point in feast, which I really am not sure he'll do. So if you consider that, it's going to be hard to get into position unless there's a really nice frostbite applied, which has a range of... What is the range? I don't know what the range is. Why doesn't it tell me? Hold on. Oh, hell if I know what the range is. Why do none of our spells have range on them? Really weird. Well, I wanted to do more analysis since I'm paused here, but I can't even do that. So I actually have no idea what the radius on Frostbite is. So don't know. But we already see Mushi. Well, let's do some item analysis, guys. We got a Stout Shield on Animage, and that's about it. Well, looks like a lot of regen and a Stout Shield from Life Stealer, so almost certainly going to be that offlane for him if we already weren't expecting that. And is it going to be Mushi mid? It might be Mushi mid. Quelling Blade and Stout Shield and Tangos for him. So, and he is heading mid, so this is going to be very fun to watch. That Animage mid up against what could potentially be... looks like it's going to be the Enigma, and this is going to be a very, very annoying problem for XY. Going to have a very interesting time against this Animage, because Enigma just does not bring a whole lot to the table other than Malefice and Demonic Conversion. I mean, Midnight Pulse is just not a good ability, and Animage is going to be all over him, to be perfectly honest, but I think he... Well, I guess he could be going safe lane. I guess they're just going for a bit of an invasion over here. But, well, I mean, the Slark has the Stout Shield and a fair bit of regen as well, so... I don't really know. Either of them could go mid. I'm thinking it will be Mushi, just judging by the way they were walking earlier, but I'm not 100%. And actually, it looks like Zenith is also going to go aggressive here. They're going to dodge the tri-lane, it looks like. And this could lead to some very interesting stuff. So, well, you can throw out all the analysis I tried to do during the pause, as poor as it might have been. Because it's not going to happen. It's going to be a tri-lane dodge. And let's see how either of these teams rotates to try and deal with this. I'm very curious to see how they react if because Orange is going aggressive. They don't want to go aggressive and try and deny ice here. They want to go aggressive to deal with this tri-lane, which doesn't do great in an aggressive situation, but they've rotated down here merely to dodge. Like, you can't really go... It's hard to go aggressive with a Sand King, because until he gets like level 3, level 5, Burrow Strike is really just not that useful because the range is just so damn short on it. Like, it's, what is it, 350 level 1. That is not a big ring right there. So it's hard to really initiate with him. But, well, KO Expert's going to see this trial and be like, whoa. And, yeah, we immediately see Orange start rotating their supports down, leaving Ohio in a 1v1 matchup against Ice, which is pretty good for the Darkseer, considering it's going to be hard for Ohio to get in range to really do a lot of damage and get last hits, because Ion Shell is just a massive pain in the ass to deal with. And is there going to be a gank attempt middle lane? Well, we have Net. No Frostbite. He does have this... does have the Frost Nova, no, Crystal Nova, but Living Armor immediately. That's going to make XY have actually a decent time against Mushi. I mean, this is going to take a pretty annoying matchup and make it a lot easier. You can already see how much harass Mushi is taking. He does have the Stout Shield to help him tank up a bit. Likely to be seeing him go for a Poor Man Shield here pretty soon to help out a bit, but that Living Armor is going to be a massive pain in the ass to deal with in that lane. But let's take a look bottom. We're going to have this, have the Slark now in this situation. It's going to be a lot harder for him to last hit against Yamate than I think it would have been for a Lifestealer, just because of the nature of Feast and things like that. And, well, it'll be very interesting to see how this does go. We're going to see the first pounce onto Ice, and he does not have a Sandstorm, but Living Armor one of the best spells in the game. But here comes the re-engage from Gyrocopter, trying to do some damage, but he is actually taking a lot of damage himself, and Soul Assumption's actually almost at pretty high level here. Gonna have to blow up the nuke if he wants to actually get any damage out of it. Not quite gonna happen, and, well, nearly picked off the Sand King, but not quite. But the power of Living Armor, he's back up in pretty good fighting shape already, and that's just gonna be so annoying to deal with. But XY already really low on mana middle, but does have his bottle ready to go, and that'll help out quite a bit in this lane. And looking at top, Lifestealer versus Darkseer, it's just going to be kind of a trade back and forth of farm. They'll both take a fair bit of damage. Ohio going to have a hard time with this Ion Shell, but he will have a lot of time to basically last hit under tower. He does have the Stout Shield, but no Quelling Blade, and that's going to make it a little bit harder to do this under tower. But as we see, maybe pulls being contested here in his second. Yep, Tree eating out to try and get at these pulls. Maybe try and take the Centaur for himself. And, well, no one gets to creep at all. Someone probably got experience for it, but no last hit on it. And Ice Ice already playing very aggressively, trying to go near this tower. And Ohio and Ice both very low. I expect to see maybe some kills there pretty soon if one of them makes even the smallest misplay. Keeping an eye on this lane, Flat Cans be really annoying for Slark, but he's decently tanky. He has the Stout Shield. Ice gets Frostbitten up again, taking a fair bit of damage, but Living Armor already applied. Gonna try Burrow Strike away, but the Pounce does land, and Living Armor is starting to dissipate, and this might be your first kill. Soul Assumption, and your first blood will go to Slark, picking up the kill on Ice, and yeah, until he gets some points in Sandstorm, that could be a very common theme. It's going to be so hard to actually get that off. And actually, I think if Extinct had Soul Assumption there, enough mana, he might have been able to get a kill on the Gyro as well. So, nice start for Orange in the tri-lane, so their rotation already paying off. Ohio actually thinking about maybe going to Ice here, but does not have any points into Open Wounds yet. Investing a lot of points in stats to try and make this lane a little bit easier. Trying to contest these pulls, and trying to get some of these last hits for himself. Ion Shell being a massive pain, but he is getting some of these last hits. And taking a lot of damage from Ion Shell. Surge, Ohio in a lot of trouble, but gonna rage up, try to fight through, but Living Armor, really good spell, guys. Ice draws the blood in the top lane, getting a kill on that lifesteal, and that's a very nice pickup for him. Very nicely done by Ice, and, well, he's gonna play very aggressive like that a lot. That's just kind of his style. And on the side of Ohio, getting a little greedy, trying to get these pulls off on the large camp, and really secure it. Not able to get a whole lot there, and very nice for him. And take a look at this bottom lane. Let's bring up the last hits really quick. Mushi doing pretty good mid. And this is a lane I've not really been keeping an eye on. The action's really been kind of all over the place. More crashes everywhere. Looks like everybody's just crashing and reconnecting for Zenith. So on the side of Orange, I mean, they lose Ohio, which is really annoying, but they do get first blood, and it was for Slark. And if he gets a really good start, Slark can be a massive pain in the ass to deal with once he gets the first couple items up. But Mushi also obviously needs to have a good start, and 20-4 to 12-8 against the Enigma. Enigma has a lot of denies, which is kind of annoying, but the last hit's still going the way of Mushi, and if he gets his farm, he's a happy guy. And, well, he's already got his boots. Not going to go bottle or anything like that, because he is but a man. And Ice is going to get a good start. Going to get a Ring of Bassi up, it looks like, or actually, probably going to be a Soul Ring, to be honest. And can't buy it right now if he wants to, but that kill will actually start working towards a faster mech, which you normally get on Darkseer. And the faster he gets that, the more his team is able to get aggressive. And with Gyrocopter, you can do that, but once you get Black Hole up and going on that Enigma, who will actually find the levels pretty fast in mid, you're already up to level 4, almost level 5. He'll have that Black Hole up pretty early. I believe he's building a Soul Ring of his own unless he makes a Ring of Bassi. But he's having a decent time mid to Living Armor, giving him a chance in this lane. And he is actually out XPing Mushi right now. And just the Demonic Conversion Harass is just really, really annoying for Mushi. You see how low he is. He's down to a Salva regen, but does have a bottle now, actually. I did not notice he had grabbed that, so he's doing okay with that. Both players going to look for that rune. Top not going to find it. Will be picked up by Sand King, who is now invisible. Cool for him. And yeah, well, back to top lane, Living Armor. Ice goes for a dive, immediately back at full health. Living Armor is just that good, fellas. Gonna Ion Shell his creeps and get last hits under tower, and this is just what Darkseer can do. It's so obnoxious to deal with this, as any hero, really, especially as a melee carry like Lifestealer. Mushi gonna grab some last hits under tower, so some nice, secure farm for him. Looking in Networth really quickly. Yeah, the Darkseer's doing pretty darn well. Mushi's not too far behind. Soul Ring completed on Enigma. In his stash, we'll be out to him shortly, and that'll help him with the black holes once he gets up to that point. KYXY going for the magic stick, which is actually a really nice choice. if you were wondering, against a Gyrocopter who spams Flat Cannon a lot to harass, as well as Rocket Barrage will come out fairly frequently. You look at a lot of charges on that Magic Stick quite quickly, and it's a very nice item to have against someone like a Gyrocopter who will spam spells quite frequently. Yeah, Slark's doing pretty well down here. 24-5 against a Gyrocopter who's farming 19-0. Slark's having a very good time in this. Actually, will pounce on the Gyro, who has no real escape here. Rocket Barrage does a shit ton of damage, but Living Armor comes down, and, well, that's what happens when you try to engage against a Treant team. Extinct also in a lot of trouble. Is there another Burrow Strike? Not quite. Yamate thought about diving, but takes a lot of damage from that Crystal Nova. Actually, will catch a Soul Assumption as well, but won't quite go down, and, well, that's what I was talking about in the pregame, guys. If you try to engage onto a hero with Treant in his team, and he gets the Living Armor off, you're in a hell of a lot of trouble. Like, that's a very dead Gyrocopter in more ways than one on any other team that doesn't have a Treant on it. But Treant Living Armor just absolutely ruins that. And, well, Mushi gets a solo kill middle as I'm trying to talk about other things. Not very classy of him to do that, but it's just Mushi being Mushi, and that's a nice kill for him. And, well, if he can be aggressive in a situation like this, and that Living Armor was just spent down on the bottom lane, so chances of it being able to be used in the middle lane, not as high, so he's like, alright, I'm going for the dive, and takes out that Enigma. And that's what you would normally expect in this matchup without Living Armor being present. So, Mushi taking advantage of the situation. So, a very nice thinking on his feet right there by the star player of Orange. Really like that play for him. Ohio trying to catch a little bit back up, working towards what looks like his phase boots. Can't complete them right now, I believe he's hitting the side shot to do just that. And yeah, has his phase boots up, so that'll help him out a lot against this Darkseer. His last hitting very well right now. Slark trying to get a little bit aggressive, grab some last hits, and he can pounce away and stuff like that, so he should be perfectly fine. Almost level 6 actually on him. Getting a fair number of levels down here. Take a quick look at the levels. Mushi and Darkseer are leading the charge, no real surprise there, but Enigma and Lifesteal are not too far behind, and Slark doing pretty well in this trial lane as far as levels are concerned. The Gyro is only level 4. And Gyro has completed phase boots. That'll make the Flat Cannon really annoying to deal with, actually, for Orange. I mean, just that little bit of extra damage on these supports will be tremendously obnoxious in this trial lane situation. We do see Freedom rotating middle, and are they going to maybe try and go for a kill onto Mushi? We actually see Ohio rotating down here to look for a gank, potentially, onto XY. Not really sure where he's going here, but he's going to find a Treant, and Treant's going to scout him out as well. And, well, that's a gank. Kind of confused there. I'm not really sure what Ohio was thinking. Does have the open wounds on level 2. So that's kind of useful, but you have to still get within 300 range. With phase boots, you can do that pretty effectively. But, well, wasting time. He could have been last hitting, but, I mean, against the Darkseer, you're really not missing out on that much a lot of the time. Mushi continued to go to work middle, getting his last hits in, but, yeah, Darkseer is still leading on the last hit charts, which is really no terrible surprise. And, well, Living Armor up on XY, God, it's just so obnoxious to deal with. Purge is DC'd from the game. Keep it together, Purge. Even I'm still in the game. And I am but a noob caster. These creeps are a long way from home. Though I was like chasing them down trying to get these last hits. That Ion Shell still been going, even down by the tier 2 tower, and the tier 1 still standing. And that's just Darkseer being Darkseer for you. Mushi gonna head top grab this Illusion Rune. And that'll be nice for him. Give him a man up a little bit. I mean, regen up just a touch. Darkseer getting some pulls and stuff in the jungle. So, doing his damnedest in that safe lane. And when you're in the safe lane as Darkseer like this in a solo situation, you have a lot of options. You can always just Ion Shell and push out your lane, and then come back, Ion Shell yourself, get these creeps, while you're also Ion Shelling and getting these creeps. You have a lot of options as Darkseer, and you see a bit of an engagement. Slark pouncing, going onto Yamate. Yamate taking a fair bit of damage. Doesn't actually have Living Armor on him, and will go down. And Slark looks like he will go down as well, but no, gets level 6 and ults out. And X-Freedom actually in a lot of trouble here. Going to draw another Soul Assumption. Ohio trying to chase him down, trying to tango himself out is X-Freedom, but X-Freedom looks like he will go down. Slark actually did end up falling in the back lines. Ice will fall as well. Mushi showing up to the party. But at the end of the day, 3-for-1 trade. They lose the Slark, but they pick off the Gyrocopter and pick off the 2 supports in the meantime. Nice rotation from Mushi, and he's right back in middle lane, back in action. Going to try and maybe go down XY bit with the Treant down, but not quite going to happen. And let's see who picked up the kills there. Mushi grabbed 1, I do believe. No, Visage, Sand King, Lifestealer. I don't believe Mushi got a kill there, but kills for Lifestealer, really, really good. And he's not having the easiest time in lane. Anything he can get out of that is really nice. And now they're going to actually leave Ohio maybe in that bottom lane. Actually, well, they're just going to straight up kill Enigma, which you can do really quite easily with these 2 heroes. And they will pick that off. But Gyrocopter will actually get a trade kill on the bottom lane for Crystal Maiden. So that's nice for Yamate, who's Had not the easiest time down here, only 30 last hits. Net worth, he's actually pretty low, really badly needed that kill. But there's going to be a rotation down from Visage. Going to try and do something here, but they can potentially dive this Visage with X Freedom. Does have that Invis rune. Mushi continuing to farm up, and actually looking at this now, net worth, Mushi's starting to keep up with that Darkseer, which is really nice for him. And Darkseer, his mech must be almost done here. Yeah, already has Buckler and Headdress. Actually, I believe the recipe's on the Courier. As maybe I'm going to crash? Yes, I am. Dota 2 just crashed. Hold on a second. I got to bring this back. Come on. Come on now. You can do it. Sorry about this. Apparently everybody's just crashing on Dota. I don't think so. Just people have been like crashing and reconnecting in all these Alienware Cup games. I don't know what's going on, but like just crashes everywhere, like legitimately everywhere. Let's see how fast we can load this up. Nope, that's not what I want. I don't want that replay. I want to watch this game. Hopefully I haven't missed too much. I don't remember what the kill count was when I left. Hopefully a quick look at the net worth graph will tell me what happened since I've been gone, but well, crap. I hate crashing. If this was a replay cast, it would be easier, but you don't really crash during replays, apparently, just during Dota TV. And connecting to these Eastern server games, it seems. Come on, load. Alright, we're back. We're back. No, I don't want directed camera. I don't care how many spectators there are. Looks like the tier 1 bottom went down, at the very least. Don't know what exactly happened there. Take a quick look. Well, I can't see the kills right now either. And greed rotation down bottom. I'm going to try and pick up Yamate, and he's very dead. Visage and looks like mostly CM are involved in that one. And Visage will get the kill there. And at the same time, Zenith applying a lot of pressure middle. Mushi on the run. Gonna get Malefist up, but he can blink away, so no real problem there. Gonna get stunned a couple more times, and Black Hole is up if they do try to engage into this. Here comes KOXY, gets Burrow Striked, Net on the run, Slark giving chase, gonna Dark Pact. Maybe he can try and pounce and catch out this Sandstorm Invisible Lifestealer. I mean, Sand King, they will grab him. He has living armor on him, but the Vicious Birds doing a lot of damage and DPS. Burrow Strike to the low ground that will help him get out. No Soul Assumption on the ice, but open wounds on the KY on the XY. Is he going to try and maybe Black Hole himself out of this one? Does have the mana to do so. Moving in, call down going on to Ohio, slowing him down. Kill will go to Gyrocopter. Enigma moving in. With this push, with the Eidolons, they should be able to get something done here. Animage bottling a regen rune in the meantime, trying to come in and join the fight. Net will fall to the Darkseer. Nicely played by Ice, chasing him down there. And middle tower gonna fall here, but Mushi gonna try and get the deny. Not quite. Does blink away though. Missile on Slark. Slark should be fine though. Gonna get onto that tier 2 tower and gonna just take the missile in the face. Actually just Dark Pact out of it. So cheeky play there from KYXY. But at the end of the day, Zenith have taken 2 towers, trademark aggression going in here, and well, they don't really have the late game advantage. There's a lot of carry potential on Orange between the Anti-Mage obviously on Mushi, but also on the Ohio Lifestealer and the Slark potentially from KYXY if he gets a couple of kills. It can snowball out of control as well. But Gyrocopter is on the field for Zenith, and the team fight potential is really there for Zenith if they get really good fights with the split push on the side of Orange 100%, with Dark Pact and then Battle Fury'd up Anti-Mage 100%. Speaking of Battle Fury, is Mushi close to that? Let's find Mushi. He's farming away in the bottom lane. Has the Claymore up, so he's working towards that Battle Fury. Perseverance on the way, but third tier 1 will fall for Zenith, and that means the supports on this team have a lot of farm. If we look at the net worth really quickly, the supports on the side of Orange, I mean, 606 on the side of CM. Missile going to go on to Slark, by the way, not going to do a whole lot. We see the 2 supports much less farmed as the supports on the side of Zenith. Gonna try and actually dive onto Slark here, and will they get him? I don't think so. Not quite, but at the same time, Mushi is split pushing. Ohio life stealing in, open woundsing in, but Net taking Ice taking a crap ton of damage. It will fall. Kills for Slark. Mushi is here now. He is TP'd in. He's ready to fight. He's been very active for an Anti-Mage so far in this game. Not going to catch out those heroes, but dust onto X Freedom. He will go down. Kill for Mushi. And that'll bring him closer to that Battle Fury. He can buy the Broadsword and is getting close to that Battle Fury. Once he gets to that, he'll be a menace in the split push game. We could be seeing a 15 to 16-ish minute Battle Fury here on Mushi if he gets the last hits he needs. And, well, this game's been really exciting so far. A lot of action across the board. And this is kind of what you expect from these 2 teams. Both very, very active, unique playstyle Southeast Asian teams, and just crazy, crazy stuff. It's not quite to the level of Pinoy, but it's really fun to watch. And this is very reminiscent of game number 1 already, which is also a hell of a lot of fun to watch. And, I mean, these 2 teams just do not disappoint whenever they play, it seems. Mushi farming up. Perseverance is done, so he's just 900 gold away, 800 now from that Battle Fury. Once he gets that, his split push menace will become very, very strong, and this is a team that can split push tremendously well on the side of Orange, like I was saying. But right now, it's Zenith doing the pushing, and it's gonna be really hard to split push if all of your outer towers are gone. And Zenith trying to get aggressive. Visage Birds getting a little bit of a scout out themselves, and XY still has Black Hole. I don't think we've seen it used once this game, and that can obviously come into effect here. XY trying to backdoor some, KOXY trying to backdoor some creeps and be cheeky, and that's really annoying. I'm going to see a full hero chase here. Going to see a vacuum actually into a homing missile, and Ion Shell going down. Going to pounce the low ground. Nice little escape mechanism there, and going to take a missile in the face, but he can Dark Pack that as well if he manages to dodge it long enough. And yep, going to Dark Pack right out of that stun and make his way out. So nicely done there by KYXY, and that's the thing we can do with this hero. I mean, you just kind of run around being obnoxious all over the place, and then whenever they start chasing, you're like, well, I don't care. Leave their vision, you have a free salve, and you get mana back, your health back so fast, it doesn't even matter. It's like you never fought at all. And yep, continuing to farm. Gonna take a homing missile to the face, gonna Dark Pack out of it immediately and back off. And yeah, he's just never really gonna be in trouble against this homing missile stun at all, which is already a really bad stun, and it's even worse against someone like a Slark. Mushi continuing to farm up, and he can buy Battle Fury now, has the money, gonna buy that broadsword and ship it out to him, and well, now Mushi can start Mushiing it up even more so than usual. The farm will be absurd. Come up here very shortly. Once he gets a couple more items after this Battle Fury, he'll be ready to go. KYXY taking a little bit of harass. This flat cannon still hurts a lot though, actually. His armor's okay at 4, it's not brilliant until he gets a couple of items. So the flat cannon's a little bit annoying to deal with. Ohio working towards his armlet, pretty much done actually. It just needs recipe and a little bit of gold here actually. Once he takes out this big ancient, pretty much has it. Got to take the smaller ones out as well, but he's getting very close to that armlet. And well, let's take a look at these items on these guys. So Ice Ice Ice, looking pretty good. Has the mech up, has arcane moves, has 1.3k towards his next item. And she's looking at the net worth in a kind of a broad scope. You see Mushi leading the charge as Anti-Mage, and that's only going to get that gap is only going to become bigger now that he has that Battle Fury up. But on this, the 3 cores that Zenith were laning with are in the next 3 spots, and that's kind of, I don't know if that's expected, but I thought the Slark would have maybe done a bit better, but he's a little bit behind that Enigma. And all this fighting early on, basically all the tower kills have led to basically the farm that being as it is. So all tier 3 towers gone for Zenith. For Orange being taken by Zenith, whereas 3 towers all remain for Zenith, and they can basically just drop down living armor whenever any of them are threatened at all. So it's a really nice thing about Trien. Mushi farming the enemy jungle like a champ. Does not care about your jungle, yo. He will farm wherever he damn well pleases. And yeah, he is going to be farming up like a machine here very shortly. His last hit's probably pretty high. 125 already under 20 minutes into the game. And that was not even a safe lane Anti-Mage. That's a mid Anti-Mage for you. And looks like Zenith moving towards Roshan. And not a whole lot in terms of ways of wards here, but Vicious Birds maybe scouting this out, and not quite. And well, Orange not really reacting to this immediately. And let's see how quickly they figure this out. They'll know pretty soon when they don't see Yamate getting any farm anywhere on the map. But Mushi's out of position, does have a TP, can go mid if they need him. But well, it's hard to TP react when you don't have any tier 1 towers. To be completely honest, Vicious Bird's now going to go scout this out, and well, it's a little too late. Roche is almost dead, and there's no way Orange can react to this. Gyro picks up that Aegis, and nicely played by Zenith, and BKB already done on Enigma, so that Black Hole's going to be even scarier. None of the disables on the side of Orange, whether it be Frostbite, whether it be Pounce. I guess they don't have a whole lot of ways to actually disable this Black Hole. I'm kind of surprised that XY went for BKB before Blink, to be honest. In the situation, there's not a whole lot to really kind of reliably disable him other than Frostbite. Top tier taking a lot of damage. Mushi trying to split push this down, but Zenith is pressuring tier 2s at this point in time. And they're actually trying to go onto well, it was apparently a Nake's bomb. But Aegis already blown on Yamate, not exactly what you want. But he's going to go top to try and stop Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage does take the tower and Blink right on away, so Mushi gets the job done, and this is the split push potential I was talking about. They can just do this as much as they want. Mushi can be very, very good at doing this. And if they can catch up in towers and get Mushi really going, he's decently far ahead of this gyrocopter and farm, just due to the situations they were in. Slark actually picking up a kill on the Sand King. Where did that happen? Down here, apparently. Pouncing into the trees. Yeah, hard to burrow strike away when there's a Slark on you. And he will go back to base and recharge some mana. Mushi continuing to farm it up. Almost has 3k in the bank, and we'll have to see what his next item is here. I mean, against what Zenith has, BKB might be a really good choice. It'll help against Illusion Wall. It'll help against Epicenter. It won't help against Black Hole, but a lot of what Gyro brings to the table in terms of Call Down and Rocket Barrage is really nice to have BKB for, but you might just go for straight damage. Nothing on the courier quite yet for him, but he's going to buy a Yasha, which is movement speed, damage, a little bit of armor as well. Nice pickup there for Mushi. I like it. Getting that Yasha just really helps out a ton. And we'll see if he goes for Manta next, or if he goes for something else. We'll have to see. Could go for a Heart too, potentially. Now, Hyle gonna get away by the skin of his teeth. Gonna go ahead and TP out of there. It was engaged on, looks like, by XY and Ice, but it kind of hard to basically kill a lifesteal with those two heroes without any sort of physical damage follow-up.
Bad dudes, middle tower, everyone, go now!
And Mushi actually gonna run into Yamate here. Gonna get a homing missile on him. That does not get disjointed by Blink, so Moon Missile gonna give chase, but no follow-up here. It's gonna get bonked here in a second. Mushi's like, I'm just gonna farm creeps. I care. Bonk. Doesn't matter. It's like a level 1 homing missile. Does not really matter, but we see Ice smoked up. A lot of Zenith smoked up here, actually. Gonna start moving forward here. Gonna have it dispelled maybe by Extinct here in a second. Yep. Smoke gets dispelled. Ice knows it now. Gonna maybe try to Burrow Strike here onto Extinct. Not quite gonna get it. Burrow Strike's into trees, and it's now stuck. Ice, I don't know why he did that, but he's got the Burrow Strike out of there. That's gonna be a lot more very much needed mana, but Zenith gonna push middle here. And no real, don't believe there are any BKBs up on the side of Orange quite yet. They're split pushing with Slark, and also with Mushi. Gonna basically just let this tier 2 go for a tier 1 and a tier 2 of their own if they can. But let's see if Zenith reacts in any way. Gonna see an open wounds onto XY. Not gonna do a whole lot, and the bonk gonna go down in Ohio. Doesn't matter that much. Mushi should get this bottom tower. There's no glyph here, but glyph for the Radiant side actually. Orange gonna glyph it up. XY maybe looking for a black hole here. Vacuum. Thinking about the vacuum black hole, but the wall doesn't really do a whole lot there. And Mushi continuing to split push here. Slark did come back. Tier 1 tower does go down on the bottom side. But Living Armor goes down on Yamate. Gonna get the homing missile onto Slark. He can just Dark Pack out of that if he wants to. Just gonna let it last. And, oh, there's your Burrow Strike in. We're gonna see an Epicenter channel. Not quite yet. And, God, they do get the tower, so this should back off now. Mission accomplished. But Mushi's still split pushing, trying to get this tier 2. And comes Gyrocopter. Mushi blinks away. And at the end of the day, it's a tier 1 for a tier 2. So nice little trade for Zenith there. They're behind in kills, but they're ahead in tower gold. And net worth, I mean, Anti-Mage skyrocketing and the Tricore behind that, or the 3 heroes behind that on the side of Zenith. So a lot of big items hitting the field right now. You see Gyro finishing up at BKB. Anti-Mage did go, vouch for, learn to talk. Anti-Mage decide to finish up his Yasha, and we see the BKB on Slark as well. So a lot of match community hitting the field in this game, and that Slark is, I mean, the only way to really kill a Slark is to lock him down and burst him down at the start of a fight. If he has BKB, you can't do that, so that's really nice to have on him. And I'll have to pay attention, because I actually don't know if Dark Pack purges off your own BKB, so I'll have to see, pay attention to how that actually pans out. Mushi continuing to farm, and he has a lot of space to work with right now, and that's, they need to get some kills on him. Zenith can't let Mushi go. What's what I'm looking for? Not dealt with, is what I'm going to say. That's not the right word. I can't remember the word. It's okay, though. But unhindered, I'm going to guess. But he's had his way with creeps, and he has not had to do anything in a long time. Going to get vacuumed in, actually. They're going to solo Black Hole him. Going to pull the Malefice, and he'll just blink away. Malefice can be kind of annoying there, and, well, here comes the rest of Orange. Freedom hiding here. Gonna go and try and Leech Seed. Actually, it's a Grave Shell and a Freedom, and it looks like he might very well go down here. Sentry is placed. He will be the first to fall, and don't really think Orange, I mean, Zenith can really engage into that. Losing that is really annoying. Overgrowth is a pretty decent spell to have in a fight, but he'll be back in 20 short seconds, and looks like it might just be the tier 1 middle gonna go down here for Zenith. And, well, they're letting Mushi get a little bit out of control here. They really need to do something about this guy, but he's just been safely split pushing this entire game. Skull Basher finishing on Ohio is a nice item to have for sure. But Ice. Engaging here. Mrs. Bird going to actually live through. And going to vacuum Extinct. Extinct looks like in a lot of trouble. I think he almost certainly will go down here. Not even a Grave Chill can save you from that one. He will get picked off. Nice little kill for Sand King. And he needs kills and some farm, because he needs to get a Blink Dagger, and he's still a long way away, over a K. Over 1,000 gold away from that. Mushi, however, split pushing. Dire Courier picked off somewhere. I did not see where that was. Maybe Vicious Birds got it? I'm not 100% sure who did kill it. But Mushi looks like he's going to get a tier 2 here. Glyph is up if they want to try and defend this, but they looks like they're going to Glyph up. Here comes XY, no blink, and, well, they're not going to kill that enemy mage like that. They will get the deny here. Yes, they will. So that's a nice little thing for them, but they're losing towers at a very quick pace here after taking a lot of their own early on. Both teams running very low on towers, considering it's only the 25-minute mark. Ohio trying to engage on this tower, and actually going to rage up and try to beat on it. Just going to TP out. One of the perks of being Lifestealer is the Rage TP. Pretty good stuff. And yeah, both these teams just... I mean, you see the farm sitting out where it is, but Mushi is starting to run away with things just a bit here. Blink Dagger is finished on Enigma, and that is a very, very, very big spell. These team fights can go much more in their way very soon. If you catch Animage in that black hole and kill him off, I mean, Zenith could easily run through. If Zenith orchestrates their team fight properly, the amount of wombo combo that they have with black hole, call down, overgrowth, epicenter, vacuum wall, if they kill this Animage, they're set. If they don't kill Animage, he can just kill all of them potentially if he gets his next big item up. If he gets BKB and he's not far off, if he doesn't get in that black hole, he does a lot of damage. We see a big old smoke up here from Zenith, and, well, they're looking to get something done here. They'd love to kill Mushi, but I don't think they're going to find him. But let's see if they can catch out Slark, maybe. The Slark and the Visage here in the mid lane, and they're coming in. Surge, Ion Shell, looking for KYXY, and here they do come. He does have BKB, though. Let's see how quickly he uses it. Going to get Burrow Strike. Dark packs it out of it immediately into his ult. Is there any detection at all? Nope, doesn't look like it. He's going to actually escape with his life here, and the smoke going to come into nothing. Gonna Ion Shell and try to push here. CM being a little bit obnoxious. Mushi, however, split pushing bottom. There's no glyph. They need to react to this or else they're going to lose their tier 3 bottom. And, well, we see Slark. He's BKB'd up. Taking a lot of right click, though. Is he going to go down? Gonna try and pounce out. Looks like he might make it out. Ice. Gonna go ahead and get an epicenter off. Is he even going to kill this Visage, though? Doesn't look quite like it. Not going to get him. In the meantime, Darkseer does pick off the Slark on the top lane. Burrow Strike. Gonna take out Extinct. And Gyro did TP top. Bottom to deal with the Animage and force him back. Actually almost killing Mushi. Not quite going to get him, and that's going to suck for Yamate, but, well, they get 2 kills, and Animage not able to split push too much out of it. Big Black, BKB up from XY. Doesn't have mana quite yet for Black Hole. Does Soul Ring up if he wants to try and get one off. Slark trying to re-engage. Ohio starting to bonk on XY, getting some nice bashes, and going to kill the Enigma. Slark getting in as well. Animage running in to try and clean up, though. Will mana void the Darkseer on the side. And, well, Roshi's back up in a minute, and Orange is in a really nice spot to take it if they want it with Darkseer and Enigma out for a long time. That means no black hole. If they want to take Roshan, now's the time to do it. At least can get this tier 1 mid out of it, though. Gee, who has buyback? Let's take a quick look at that. Enigma can't buy back. Darkseer can buy back if he needs to, but looks like Yamate is going to be enough. Actually, it looks like Net's in a lot of trouble here, and with the missile on him, I'm not sure that BKB with charge was really necessary. And now he actually doesn't have BKB for any sort of fight that goes down over here. I really don't know why he did that to really try and secure that kill. He had the homing missile on her already. Not like she was going to escape in any way, shape, or form. But, well, no, BKB's down. Mushi farming up for the moment, but he could come in at any point in time. Has almost 5k in the bank. And yeah, he might be working towards Heart. Could buy it almost straight up if he wants to here very shortly. God, Living Armor's so good. Holy crap, look how fast that heals up. Both teams kind of just trying to position themselves. Slark gonna pounce to the low ground after getting Burrow struck, so no big deal there. Yamate gonna get open wounds, getting bashed, and you cannot afford to get bashed here. And gonna basically re-engage with Flag Cannon, though. Once that open wounds wears off, he's okay. Crystal Maiden going treads for survivability, and she badly needs that, actually. She just can't stand up to Flag Cannon right now. The supports of Orange need to build really tanky here, else they're in a lot of trouble. Living Armor gonna go down, and Yamate continuing to farm up and push middle. And there's no tier 2 tower to take here, but at least pressuring the lane in. Mushi split pushing once again, going for this tier 3 tower. No glyph. He's going to get this tower almost certainly. Maybe not Rax, but because here comes Yamate. And he's going to go ahead and call down, and not going to quite be enough, and that tower will go down. Mushi will TP towards middle, maybe looking to fight here. Ohio coming in, Stark ready to pounce in as well. Gonna go for the Enigma. Enigma immediately black holes with the BKB. catches out Ohio and KYXY, but he is actually broken, and here comes the rest of the fight. Epicenter coming through, hitting not a tremendous lot because of the BKBs. Mushi starting to go to town. CM and Visage pick up kills, and X Freedom stuck in the trees. No detection for him, though. Now they see him. There's the sentry. Lifestealer picks up the tree and protector kill, and, well, it's a 3-for-0 trade on the side of Orange, and, well, the Black Hole didn't get the job done, and looking pretty good for Orange here. They're going to take this Tier 1 tower, probably the Tier 2 as well. Open wounds onto Yamate. They're not done yet. They're pouncing in. Pounce misses. Still chasing Yamate. I don't think they can catch him, actually. Ohio needs to be a little bit careful here. But here comes Slark, and he can pounce here in a couple seconds. XY is definitely going down. Call down will fly, but is it going to be enough? I don't think so. Here's Mushi. Mushi's going to try and take out Yamate. Yamate with a flat cannon, just instantly taking out 2 heroes, though. Certainly worth keeping track of. Burst strike onto Mushi. Can they take Mushi out? He's going to try and blink out of this. Here comes Slark re-engaging as well. Yamate still on the run. Mushi, I think he can take him out even through the living armor. Mushi needs to blink. Is there detection? Not quite. Burst strike, gonna miss. Yamate, very low health. Can they re-engage on him? I don't think so, but hectic fights here. Maybe a bit of an overstretch from Orange as they tried to basically engage into flat cannon, which did pick off 2 heroes, which Yamate badly needed. But Orange, I mean, ahead 19 kills to 12. Mushi split pushing down the Tier 3 tower bottom, and, I mean, what was a huge tower advantage for Zenith now stands on the side of Orange as they have 2 towers to 1 standing on the outer side. And there's even an inner tower, or a Tier 3 tower down on the side of Zenith as well. So, Orange looking really good right now. Mushi out of control, has a heart. How can they kill this guy? I just don't think they can. And once he gets a big damage item up on top of this, and he might go for something like an Abyssal to deal with the BKB Gyrocopter, but Gyro's running out of BKB charges. Gonna try and Burst Strike to deal with Slark, but he just Dark Packs out of it and runs away. And actually, Ice might be in a lot of trouble here. Gets Frostbitten. Living Armor might not be enough to save him. Slark trying to go to work on him. Ice really, really low. Actually, where is he going? Trying to give chase still, but can be pounced on by Slark here any second now. Here's Mushi. Tries to Mana Void. Actually gets canceled in the middle of his animation, but X Freedom's going down to Slark. And Yamate actually gets a kill on Crystal Maiden in the meantime. But Mushi going to town, and, well, Yamate forced to back off. And BKB, what was I talking about? His BKB charges down to 6, and that's not enough to deal with Mushi. And he'll be down to 4 very shortly here after a couple more fights. And they have no way to deal with Mushi. I mean, the damage on Gyro is decent. Taking a look at him, has a Sanjin Yasha, went for a mobility build. That's not a lot of damage. He needs... This is a mid-game pushing build that Yamate has gone for. Not a late-game carry build. He doesn't have an MKB or anything like that. If Animage gets a Butterfly, he's unkillable. Missile giving chase to Ohio. Gonna take the block in the face. Not a big deal. Mushi trying to decide which creeps to farm, decides on the Ancients. And, well, if he picks up an Eagle Song here, I think he should go Butterfly. If he gets Butterfly, he's unkillable. But he could theoretically go Abyssal as well for damage. You see a Scythe of Eyes on Darkseer. This is actually a big deal because it's one way to lock down Mushi because he doesn't have BKB. But can they burst him down with that heart on him? I don't think so because the damage just is not there for Yamate. They very much wanted to do a lot of damage in the mid game, and they were not able to get it done. At least they did a bit, but not enough, really. They needed to get a huge advantage and hold on to it, and they've not done that against the Animage, who is a lot better suited to the late game than Yamate. This is very typical Orange style play. Kind of like weird rotations and stuff like that. Roshan? Looks like it might go on here. It came actually taking a fair bit of damage, but is going to get mech'd up. And Call Down not gonna hit a whole hell of a lot. Mushi getting ready to engage here, and a lot has just been spent here. I believe the Gyro BKB is actually on cooldown, and indeed it is. And, well, here comes Mushi, and he's gonna try and go to work here. Big Mana Void, nearly one-shotting XY, and Mushi should blink in here. Gonna start doing a ton of damage. Yamate not quite able to TP out, gets bashed, and, well, losing him is really bad. Roshan should fall here. Does Yamate have buyback? No, he does not. And, well, that's a Roshan, and almost... I mean, that's almost going to be... Next big fight that goes way of Orange is probably GG, to be perfectly honest here. Mushi almost has that the Butterfly done. Eagle Song in inventory. Gonna sell that Crawling Blade. Pick up an Aegis. Actually, Aegis is going to go to Lifestealer, which is... I feel not a bad idea, because, I mean, he's got Abyssal. He's got really good items as well, and... The Anti-Mage, well, he needs a Crawling Blade to kill more creeps. And once he kills these Ancients, he might just finish up that the Butterfly. Butterfury. And, well, fight going under the Tier 2 tower. Ohio man-moding it up with the Aegis, not afraid of anything. Ice taking a lot of damage. No detection on him, though. KYXY pretty low as well. Ice gonna get sentryed up. Burst strikes to the high ground. That's not enough to escape a pouncing Slark. He'll go down. And well, a lot of other heroes died there as well. So yeah, I believe the trio was also picked off in the same engagement. So it's looking pretty good for Mushi and company as he picks off the last remaining outer tower. And they'll start moving on the tier 3s now. Age is still up on Ohio. And, well, Mushi's going to split push and go for the bottom racks. Glyph is up, and if they can deal with him, they do have the sheep. Let's see if they go for it. There's the sheep it up. If they can kill Mushi, they might have a chance here, but they're losing middle at the same time. They need to kill Mushi and then move on. But I don't think they can do it. Missile gonna hit Mushi, taking a fair bit of damage, but the DPS is just not there. He just blinks right away. Still has three ticks of health left. Middle tower goes down, and, well, this makes split pushing even easier for Mushi as he's just healing up with the heart regen, and then he's going to take out these Ancients as well. He's going to come back and be ready to fight. Ohio still has the Aegis up, and, I mean, Orange is looking in great position to slow Sieges out and split push their way to victory. And XY, I mean, doesn't have Black Hole for another 45 seconds as well. Is one thing to keep in mind as well. And well, Mushi's killing racks. Glyph does go up. Gonna blank out. No Scythe gonna come up there. Burrow strike in. On an illusion. Not gonna do a whole lot. Middle racks being bonked on once again. And I mean, what do you do if you're Zenith? You just can't handle this right now. These Manta Illusions doing enough damage by themselves. And well, the next Roche isn't up for a long time. They still have Aegis. I feel like they should get something done here. They might be going for the next big item, potentially. Mushi, is the butterfly done yet? Ah, don't click away. I'm trying to click on you. Butterfly is done, I believe, on the courier. Yep, so that's what they're waiting for. Now they can really go and fight. Buyback is up on him as well, and he can get a big damage on him next if he wants to. Something like potentially an MKB or an Abyssal Blade. And, well, give you a bit of a downtime here as Orange continues to farm up items that they feel like they should. Yamate still has a bit more damage now, working towards an MKB. Has enough for another Javelin, or for a Javelin, and has the Demon Edge on him. Gonna look for the kill on net here, and looks like they will get this, so that's nice money for them. And the kill goes to Gyro, which is actually ridiculously important. The faster he gets that MKB, the more chance they have of potentially defending. It's still gonna be really, really hard, but right now you can't hit Mushi, never mind kill him. So they really badly need that damage, that guaranteed damage from Yamate. And the flat can damage on the other supports will help out as well from the MKB, too. And really, this is kind of the problem. I mean, normally, you'd see this MKB done a lot earlier, especially against an Anti-Mage, but they went for that heavy push early on lineup, and we saw it have some success, just not enough. They needed to win a bit more convincingly. They ended up trading kills, but they should have been taking kills, basically, is one thing that went wrong for Zenith. Tuski Atre has the hardest time staying in games. I mean, he's the, I believe he's the admin. Admin's almost all these Southeast Asian events that BTS helps run, or helps cast. And he seems to be DCing, like, every 5 seconds every game. I don't understand, like, how he's, like, I don't know, it's hard to, like, be a Dota fan when you're DCing all the time. I mean, I credit him for his enthusiasm, I guess, but it must be really hard DCing all the time. You don't really see a whole lot of the game. And I'm just watching Mushi because I don't know what else to do, honestly. Not a whole lot else going on, and he's Invis now. This is going to be kind of terrifying. Let's see what he does with this. And, well, here comes the big old push. Pushing all 3 lanes at once, and, well, they can't really deal with this. Aegis, is it still on life, or did it get reclaimed? It should be really soon here. Let's see if that timer pops up here. Actually, Mushi going to get detected here, and, well, no BKB. Going to get Epicenter, but, I mean, doesn't matter. Mana Void going on 2 heroes. Going to do a ton of damage. Mushi just dealing with everything. Gets chain stunned for a couple of seconds, or like at least 10-ish was being engaged on Epicenter. He's down to half health. Ain't no thing, bro. Gonna start regenning here in a second as well from Heart. Gonna kill some more creeps. Middle lane being pushed in as well by Slark. Ohio here as well. Aegis can be up for another minute still. Gonna chase on the Yamate. Maybe try to open wounds him. Not quite gonna happen. Rage up. Trying to engage on KYXY. Actually, Abyssal Blades him, but doesn't really follow up on it. Taking a fair bit of damage and armlet toggling. But, Vicious Bird Stun's going down on the team as well. And not engaging a whole lot, but Mushi gets the bottom melee racks. And basically, they can just do this and bounce back and forth forever. It's only going to get easier with that first rack stun. Ohio going to try and rage out here. Needs to be careful. That Aegis will be gone here pretty soon. In 30 seconds, it seems. Let's see if they try to fight with it still on. Mushi taking out the range racks as well bottom. Gonna blank out. He's just playing this as carefully as possible, being a huge pain in the ass for Zenith. Ohio heading top to push that in, while Star King's out middle. And this is just a slow, painful death for Zenith, who had a cool strategy and had a decent early game, but just was not able to carry through and get a big enough advantage to head towards this late game. They just did not build the gyro well enough to handle this late game. I mean, if they built him differently with the team fight they had, they could have actually done fairly well in some of these fights, but just the build pigeonholed themselves in a very specific strategy. And he is the only damage dealer, so he kind of had to do this. But if there was like a secondary carry to help push out a bit as well, it might have been a bit better for him. But he was relied on to farm up items for mobility, for tankiness, just for early pushing, effective early items, because he was the only one who really could, other than Darkseer, who went for the mech and things like that. So he was busy farming that instead of things like drums. Mushi going to work, big mana void on Yamate, going to be forced back, earned up, but he's just going to have to run back to Fountain, it seems. Top tower getting beaten on by Ohio, who has lost his Aegis. They might just bother them for a bit. If they don't go for it soon, I mean, they can't wait for Roshan in 4 minutes. And I don't blame them 100% for that. Mushi trying to engage, gets overgrowth, and that's a nice thing to do to an anti-mage. And, well, he's just going to blank out eventually because he can't die. Gonna start going to work in the middle racks, and Lifestealer picks off Ice, Ice, Ice. Ice, Ice, Ice going to buy back, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Middle racks are falling. The team's pressuring top racks. XY, moving on, has Black Hole. Gonna try and do something to Mushi, just can't do it. Middle melee racks is down. And, I mean, it's just a slow siege, slow death, slow and painful. That is insult to injury. Dire Courier even goes down. I don't even know. I guess he was trying to go to the secret shop or something, but it doesn't happen. Gets picked off. And, well, things looking very dire for Zenith. CM picking up a 4-staff. I don't really care about that, honestly. Mushi killing creeps, as you do. Observer wards hanging out with each other, living life. And yeah, we're just kind of just waiting for the last battle here. I mean, there's going to be one last hurrah. And Divine Rapier is going to be actually the last gamble here. So the damage was for a Divine, not for a Monkey King Bar. So the Divine's nice damage, but if you can't hit Mushi with it, I don't know how big of a deal it is, to be quite honest. But he does a lot of damage. Imagine if Mushi picks up that Divine. Holy crap, he'll do a lot of damage, but he'll have to drop some TPs. Wouldn't want to do that. He's still farming, man. He has 10k in the bank almost here. He really should just, like, drop the treads, get Boots of Travel, and get a last item. He can pick up a Divine of his own if he wants to. But no, he's going to hit the farm Eidolons. Please end the games. Go fight. I mean, they don't want to, because the team fight is really good from Zenith. If they get, like, the perfect team fight, they might trade well. But, I mean, that's just asking for a hell of a lot, and I really think that Orange can just end this if they want to. Gonna see a Scythe up on Ohio. Gonna vacuum him in. Not gonna get a whole lot done. They're gonna back up. Not gonna try and engage on that. Probably the best choice. Mushi was heading in. And that 4-second BKB on Gyro is just not gonna be too terribly effective, I don't think. Check it out. Where is Yamate? Is he down 4 seconds? No, I still has one charge off to 5, but middle rack's going down to Mushi. Here comes the blink in. Black Hole will catch Mushi. This is what they needed, but only Mushi is caught in here. That means Lifestealer is going to work. Ohio doing a lot of damage, but actually falls pretty quickly. The Epicenter doing a ton of damage. And actually, oh, the clutch infest on Mushi. Lifestealer had no health when he infested into that guy. Look at his health right now. Nothing. Manages to blink out. And, well, that was the last 5-second BKB charge on Yamate. Down to 4 seconds, and, well, Orange can go get this Aegis here, and, I mean, Zenith maybe might try to contest this, but with 2 racks down, I don't know if they can. We should see Orange go for that and end the game. Mushi trying to man mode it, gonna get Burrow Struck, but he really can fight whoever he wants, actually. Well, gonna get Scythe up, still taking a lot of damage, gonna get Malefist, and was that a Leech Seed? Yeah, that was a Leech Seed, not an Overgrowth, so, I mean, Mushi's fine, doesn't care. Here comes Ohio, trying to do big work, and, oh my god, he like 4 shots X Freedom. Moves on to Ice, Ice, Ice. Big Mana Void gonna take him out, and this is the end. Yamate's dead. Does he have buyback? No, he does not. I can't find the tab. It doesn't matter. There's the GG. XY will fall as well. Ohio ends the game with a triple kill, and, well, there you have it. Just a little too much late game potential. Zenith did not do enough damage early on to really earn the advantage they needed. They did not build late in Gyrocopter, and they paid for it. It was against the lineup that Orange had, just giving them 2 of the strongest late game carries in Lifestealer and Anti-Mage. You have to kill them early, and they had a great lineup to do it. They had Wombo combo team fight, They had Gyrocopter as a really strong mid to late game carry, but just couldn't get the job done. And Mushi was able to free farm, and Mushi actually team fought well. Doesn't show with his stats, 4-0 and 12, but he did really well. He fought at the exact right times. He came to clean up in those early team fights and did a great job rotating over to help out. And Orange the rotations were a little bit better early on. They took even trades where Zenith needed to win trades. They couldn't afford to like trade 2 for 2 or like 3 for 2 even and come out just a little bit ahead. They needed to win big team fights and kill a lot of towers early on. They got the towers, not the kills. And the team fights just wasn't there. Enigma, how many black holes do we see from him in that entire game? Or maybe not the entire game, we saw a couple in the last couple of minutes there. But in the early to mid game, we didn't see any black hole action from Enigma. The Wombo combo team fight never happened. It was just constant split pushing. Mushi was never there at the start of a fight. They didn't know how to engage properly. Epicenters never really came into effect either. And it was not enough for Zenith. And really well played by Orange, staying away from those fights, being in the right position. Their positioning was brilliant almost the entire game. And Ohio and KYX, but I can't give them enough credit for holding the fort while Animage got really farmed up and became too much of a threat to deal with. So, nicely played by Orange. And the first game went to Zenith, so Orange takes game number 2. So, 1-1, and this is a best of 2 series. That is it for this one, you guys. Thank you all for watching if you did catch this one. I do believe I'll be uploading this one to YouTube. I had some really weird fast-talking moments and a little bit of stress from trying to cast it live, but hopefully it was okay. Solo casting's still kind of a bitch, but it's okay. So, my name is Don Horatio. If you like this cast, please subscribe. I'm going to try and get some co-casters on in the future, talking to some guys, trying to get something going, but not quite yet. We'll figure it out. In any case, also follow me on Twitter at Don Horatio, and that's going to be it. So thank you all for watching, and good night.